The FaZe allegations. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Let's get it.
Another day on the internet, another pedophile allegation. This time, FaZe clan are in complete disarray.
I've seen TikTok clips. Yeah.
Yesterday between FaZe Rain, FaZe
So
I
don't know what is real or what's not. I don't know what's real or what's not. So we're trying to figure this thing out.
FaZe temper was
bro.
Just absolutely insane. So this all
I had an amazing stream. Hey, that's what I like to hear.
Ex-member of FaZe clan.
If I wasn't busy, because I was working on some schoolwork. If I wasn't busy, I would have joined in and would have said what's up. I've just been busy, bro. But I'm glad to hear you had a good stream.
I want to put everything to do with me and FaZe to rest, bro, because there's
shit. No, not Rain, bro. Rain is the GOAT.
So much I haven't said, and honestly, at this point, bro, I don't give a. I think I'm gonna collect my thoughts tomorrow, and I'm gonna say everything, bro. Every single thing that I know.
Wait, are him and Adapt still good? Are him and Adapt still good?
Eidetic memory, so I remember everything and anything.
What about like new FaZe?
You know
What's going on with
and
it?
there's bad shit because a lot of people don't even know.
You good, and I appreciate it. Hey, I've been seeing your TikTok's been popping up on my For You page, bro. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing.
I always stand up for what's right.
Let's get it out there.
That was the final straw, bro. That was the final fucking straw. I've been fucked up over that pedo shit for like 2 years, bro.
2 years?
I haven't said nothing about it.
Hold on.
Said somebody I grew up with, somebody I always loved.
And instantly people are trying to find out who is the freak, who is this
2 years
person that Rain is accusing. Well, everyone rushed to FaZe Banks saying that
I think new FaZe is chilling. I hope so. I hope so. I'd hate to see that.
He responded with a 9-minute
the
video.
bitrate slow. Bitrate slow. I'm sorry. This will be a delay.
And revealing that the person Rain is talking about is FaZe Temper.
Damn.
First thing I'm gonna say
is Temper even in FaZe anymore? Thank you. I've been seeing yours as well. That's what I like to hear. You see, the consistency is really starting to work, bro. Just keep going at it. Keep going at it.
It's not talking about me. There, I got it out. It's a very heavy accusation.
Banks isn't even with FaZe either, is it?
Accusation, and that's why it's so heavy. Got a phone call about a year ago.
A year.
From FaZe Rain, or a text rather. He's kind of going off just about all the reasons why he's upset with FaZe, hates FaZe, doesn't fuck with FaZe.
My internet is spotty. I'll hop on when I get home. All right.
Nobody gives a fuck and nobody wants to talk about it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Call him. He's like, Banks, don't play dumb. We talked about this before. I'm like, Norton, pause. You're saying that FaZe Temper is a pedophile, which that is who he's talking about in the clip.
Was Temper even aired out in this conversation? I feel, or did Rain say that beforehand, or did Banks just like go out there and say it?
Oh. And there's a story, and we're gonna get into it.
Shit, crazy,
I'm like,
bro.
Whoa, that's Tommy. That's our brother. This is who we started.
I thought Tommy was chill, dude.
That was the first thing I said. I'm calling.
Oh, by the way, before we like get more into this video, if any like higher ups, like lawyers, like FaZe Clan CEOs, like Temper, whoever, Banks, I'm a 16-year-old kid, bro. I'm not saying this is real or if this is legit or not. So please do not sue me. I got a life ahead of me. I don't want to be in debt for my entire life, please.
Calling Apex, because apparently this is something Apex is aware of as well. Norton and Tommy, or Norton and Apex are the closest on the team, so obviously if Norton's going to talk to anybody about anything and be transparent, it's Apex.
I hope Norton doesn't not full with Adapt no more. But like, I keep saying this with new FaZe and stuff. I hope they're not affected. But if this is a serious matter, yeah, they should definitely get called out for this shit.
And we sit on this phone call and we talk for a long time. We were on the phone probably for at least an hour, maybe even fucking 2 hours on the phone talking about this. And Tommy's first initial knee-jerk reaction to all this shit was,
rejection?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay.
Norton, no, this is not what the conversation was like. You're misremembering, you're misinterpreting. Obviously, Rain is coming back, standing firm on the fact that no, you did.
Oh, I thought he was saying Rain was coming back to FaZe. I was like, what?
Whatever. This conversation I'm describing to you guys is a phone call from a year ago, but Tommy.
A year ago, okay, so it's 2024.
Had a conversation between themselves years ago. I might be misremembering it, but I think it was 3-4 years ago they talked about this.
It's like 2021, 2022.
These guys have been sitting on that for. So.
I'm not gonna lie. If I knew someone was a pedo, I would not be sitting. Oh hell no.
Later, it's obviously a very heavy accusation.
All alleged though. But if this was real, any victims out there, I hope.
Let's get to the
I hope you get the help, and I hope justice is served.
About this, and nobody's telling him not to. I mean, obviously Tommy's like, bro, this isn't true. You're gonna fucking ruin my life. Tommy, for the record, is married, lives in the Midwest, has a kid, and is
He has a kid. Temper has a child. What did I miss?
Pretty much
And
more
he's
or less
married?
off this internet shit. So, you know,
What the hell did I
the
miss?
ramifications rather this has on his life, it's life shattering. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked.
No, truth. This is
and
an
I mean, for the
accusation
record,
that isn't real. This is something you should never be throwing around like that. Not something to
also,
play
I don't
about.
necessarily have any reason to believe that Tommy is a predator, pedophile.
Okay.
If that were the case, I wouldn't be following him. He would not be my homie. I would have spoken about this to some degree or handled it to some degree to a point where I was satisfied with the result. But this was a thing between Norton and Tommy, and Tommy's response was, "You're bugging. You're tripping. This is not true."
He says that there was some sort of
so what's Rain's
phone
response?
call, but he doesn't remember. He doesn't
got
believe
10%
that
in
Tommy
Banks'
was a
side, but what's
creep or a
Rain's?
predator. So, you know, it kind of come away. I came away from this video from Banks thinking that FaZe Rain was kind of lying or not telling the truth. This goes a lot further and deeper.
Okay,
but the way FaZe Banks describes it, and I think with what's come out now, is not full transparency, and we're going to find that out real quick. So
is he
after
defending
Banks'
him?
statement, Rain gets on stream to just fully air everything out now because he feels like Banks is lying. He is accusing Temper of sleeping with two 16-year-old girls. If that's true...
260, motherfucker, you're like 38. Or however the hell old you are. That... Dude, I fucked with Tommy, dude. I thought it was cool.
That is just fucked. That's noncy behavior. You can try
noncy behavior. That is literally illegal.
Asia consent here. Asia consent. Yeah, you can do that. But if it's true, people are gonna think you're a fucking nonce because that shit does not fly. If this was Rain's response to Banks and airing everything out,
this dude looks me in my eyes and says, "Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I had a threesome with two 16-year-olds." I'm like, "Bro, what? Like, how could you tell me that after I'm telling you the 3 rules I have to why I'll never have your back as a friend? On my mother's heartbeat." That's what he said. He looked me in the eyes and he said that. I told Banks and I told Apex immediately. I even told Lee Trink. I have text with fucking Lee Trink from them.
Who's that?
Right before everything fucking
Who's
blew
that?
up
Who's
with
that?
the
Who's
SPAC
that? Who's that?
and FaZe went public and whatnot. And he dropped me off home and we haven't talked since. That's why you guys were like, "Bro, why don't you play CS with him? Why don't you play this with him?" I don't want to say it, bro. I feel fucking bad. I feel bad. I know it's wrong. I know what he did is wrong, but I just hope people can understand like what it's like to have somebody you've known for half your life that you love, that you hope that your kids would have been friends and shit like that. Like, I don't know. It made me sad, bro. Broke my fucking...
And you know what's crazy? I hate to say this, but like there's a chance like that is decently high, like someone you know from your like elementary, middle school, high school. Like you don't gotta be friends with them, but like you know of them. Like there's like a statistic that they're gonna be like a fucked up crazy person like this. Like it's fucking terrible.
I didn't even want to bring this up, Banks. I didn't even want to bring your name up in this, bro. But you made that video. I don't know if we're about to watch it.
So did Banks?
You lied.
It started off.
Video.
And
you're making shit up,
it.
bro. Even that tweet that you posted under, I screenshotted in case you deleted because I just don't trust you, bro. And I don't trust what you said there. You said some bullshit at the end of that tweet. What'd you say? You said, here, I'll pull it up here. Like you said, call concluded and Tommy didn't admit to it. Yes, he did. And you called me and you said, "Bro, this is so fucking bad. This is so fucking bad." He said he's gonna kill himself if this shit ever comes out. And that's why I feel extra fucking bad, bro. That's why I feel extra fucking bad. You told me he would kill himself if it came out. And you guilted me into not doing it. You guilted me into not saying it because you're like, if he kills himself, that's gonna be on you. And you made me feel horrible for that. So I don't know what the fuck to do, bro.
Guilt tripping him.
And I had an epiphany yesterday. I'm like, bro, why have I been holding this information for this guy for 2 years? But I know he doesn't give a fuck about me. He doesn't give a fuck about anything that happened. It's just I felt bad. Why do I always feel so bad for people?
Quite frankly, yeah, this is something people should know if it's true. Like, this is unacceptable. Well, Temper comes out firstly with this video calling out Rain, saying he's disgusting. These accusations are not true. How could he even do this?
The fact that I'm even having to respond to this and to that my name is in the same breath as the word pedophile is so sick, twisted, and insane. This is disgusting. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not that type of person. I am the furthest thing from what you called me. And I will never be that person. It's so mind-blowing that someone that I really built a brotherhood with, someone that I really considered a brother, that I invited to my baby shower, that I always looked after and took care. And then when you were going through your darkest days, I was there for you, and I was making sure that you were good. When you were in a wheelchair for 2 years, and like I was so gutted at the fact that like you couldn't walk again, and then all of a sudden you were able to walk again, and I was the happiest person in the room. There wasn't a single soul that was happier for you than me. Brother, I have known you since you were 14 years old.
Damn.
Talking to me about when you were suicidal in these Skype chats, and I was there for you then. And I've been there for you this whole time. You talked about how I rated you the other day, even though when you first brought this up a year ago, and I believe that you brought it up just for money purposes, that you wanted money out of FaZe. Like you stated that a year ago in the conversation with me, Banks and Apex. You stated if you don't get paid that, you're going to air this out. That is blackmail. This is not like, you know who I am. You know the type of person I am. I am not what you called me.
Norton was blackmailing
bro, and I'm pissed that you even put my name in that light, because now all I care about is my family, bro. Like my biggest concern is my family, my wife and my kid. Now my kid has to grow up and see this, then see that his father is in the same, that my name is in the same light as what you just called me. It's fucking sick. When I bring my son to school, right, and the other parents get to figure out who his dad is, and now they're associating me with that word. You don't even understand the levels of damage that you just inflicted into my life, into my family's life, into everything that I built. I have put my heart and my soul into FaZe Clan in ways that you and Banks and Apex know more than anybody. I brought you guys on because you guys deserved it, and I felt like you deserved it, and I broke bread with you completely. Split the company with you and made sure that you were good. And even at times where like you were trashing the company, I still stood out for you, and I still said he should still get paid. And I was looking out for you. You know, and I wanted you, and even throughout all this stuff, like in a way, I wanted you back in, even though you said this. And that just goes to show you my heart. You know, I'm disgusted by your actions, by the person you've become. You haven't always been this way. You're a really nice kid. I don't know what happened, what got into you.
You know, he's kind of just playing the I was always there for you card. How can you do this to me? And denying any wrongdoing. It all comes crumbling down.
I don't know who to believe.
Temper, because the heat gets a bit too hot. Before we get into Temper's second response, Banks jumps on the stream with FaZe Rain, and they talk about this stuff, and it becomes quite clear that Rain's story has a lot more credibility than Banks was giving credit for in his initial response video.
You know what I'm saying?
The only two people that could possibly know what you guys said in that call to each other are you and Tommy.
Yeah.
Obviously. It's like, again.
No, but he did admit it in the call with us four. He did. He did say, yeah, she was 17, the other one was watching.
17?
Yeah,
I thought it was 16.
He talked about New York, 17, law.
Yes.
I don't. But
Yeah, you called me after and you said.
I just remember you guys arguing back and forth, and I just remember it being fucking crazy.
So there we get
Did Banks just not admit it?
a confirmation from Banks that he did in fact hear that Temper slept with, now it's a 17-year-old, and Rain said the other one, who was either 17 or 16, was watching. This was not clearly portrayed in Banks' initial response. That he heard this was something that was actually talked about. And now on stream, we actually get someone else, Banks, another witness, who confirmed this conversation did take place. And FaZe Rain has had a history of, you know, I don't like saying it like this, but just for the sake of this, going off the rails a little bit and making these kind of sporadic videos, let's say.
He's had problems,
it's a lot easier to cast doubt on him, which I felt Banks' initial response did. Whereas now, we're getting to the bottom of things a little bit here.
He said it was a threesome with a 16-year-old when it was a single with a 17 and one was watching. God knows why he lied and said it was a threesome. God knows why. Especially when I'm telling him how fucking demonic and evil that shit is and how I'll never have your back. That's what he said. It's what he fucking said. Okay? So then he goes in the call that we had after with me, you, Apex, Tommy, and he said it was a 17-year-old. He admitted it, bro. He did, and then he said, if this shit ever comes out, bro, I have a kid now, I have a wife, I'll kill myself. And you called me after, you're like, bro, you never talk like that. Please don't do it, bro. I don't want to fucking kill myself.
I do remember that, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
and again,
true,
bro, nobody, like, I get people are on your
never
fucking dick, but they're wrong for that too, brother. There is absolutely zero proof on this man. He never told me anything of him doing any shit like that. We're talking about Tommy here.
So now we get more insight that apparently Temper was emotionally blackmailing them to not release anything. What we do have confirmation of is that Banks heard the phone calls. He was there. Temper did admit to sleeping with someone who was underage. So after Temper denied, you know, any wrongdoing,
was that not enough?
Is
that not enough anymore?
Look bad for even touching on this, Temper gives his final response, which is a hell of a lot different to his initial response.
Oh gosh.
My private life is being aired out for public entertainment, and I'm being forced into an impossible situation. So now, one day my children are going to see this video, and they're going to know about, you know, sexual experiences and the type of person that I was before I met their mother. And let's just start at the top. So a lot of what Norton was saying of the type of person that I was is true. Not all of it. I was a reckless kid. I was very misguided. I was in and out of relationships. And I didn't know any better, right? And so one day, I met Emma, and Emma was the love of my life. Like this, I fell in love with this girl.
Okay, but what did he do and not do? Like, he's not clarifying this. Like, this is some big missing key points. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted to marry this girl, and I never had wanted to marry anybody before that. I never wanted to get married. And I was just blown away. So this is the girl that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. But because of all the baggage that I had and all the shit that I went through and just the person that I was, I pushed her away.
He's not even denying it, kind of. Like, he's, like, saying, like, I'm not that person anymore.
You know, she did not want to be with me, and she ended things, and that broke me and sent me into a dark, dark place.
So you sleep with underage
soon
girls.
after that, I was just that lost soul again, going to parties, partying, and just being a fool. And then one day I go to New York.
Oh, here's the part.
This club that's 21 plus, and I link up with a buddy there, and he invites a couple girls, and I end up going back with these girls. We're all shit-faced, and I end up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after
that she was 17.
That this girl was 17. And that's the age of consent in New York. But regardless, I was sick to my stomach.
Okay.
It was just extremely uncomfortable knowing that and thinking about the situation.
So he's saying he didn't know it was she was underage, and he found out after the fact they slept together.
And that was it. And so shortly after that, or however long after that, Emma and I
got home, but I'm gonna make dinner and lurk. All right, bet.
You know, I was fully working on myself and becoming a better man and doing what I have to do to heal myself and heal like all the trauma that I had and just work on myself.
I don't know how I feel about this.
On being a better man. And you know, not too long after that, I proposed. And a few months later, we found out she's pregnant. And now I realize I have a child on the way, so I have to put my...
Oh my God, I thought he was talking about the 17-year-old.
Self-growth in overdrive.
My gosh.
My child does not deserve to live a life where he picks up the bad habits that I had growing up. And so the last few years of my life have been on super fixated on just becoming a better man, husband, and father. That's been my number one focus, and it's something that I needed for myself. And you know, I wish that I started earlier. I wish that I didn't put the love of my life through all the things I put her through, and you know, and then that was it. So this allegation of me being called a pedophile is fucking insane. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a pedophile or even anything close to that, including Norden himself. So I just, this is something that is going to follow me around forever. And it's just sick because people on the internet will take things and twist it into something that
Yeah, it's
isn't,
ain't never going away, I'm not gonna lie.
And now I just have to deal with the repercussions.
It's out too much.
And so that's the unfortunate part about this reality. But that's it. I mean, there was nothing else to it than that.
But yeah, Temper admits that he did, in fact, sleep with someone who was 17. He goes, you know, age of consent in New York, 17. And he was a lot older. I don't know the exact age he was. It's kind of...
But this dude's missing the point where he said that he found out after the fact that
not been shared or like clearly stated. But Temper's 32 years old, and they are saying this was told a couple years ago, at least 3 or 4 years ago. So even being generous, he was around 28 years old, sleeping with a 17-year-old, which to me, that is creepy behavior. Now, he has a story that he was in his 21 plus club, you know. These girls were in the club and he didn't know because he assumed they're 21. Like, stuff like this, you need to check, you need to see. And because Temper like lied and came out of that response trying to make Rain out to like not be credible, I don't know how much I believe Temper's story.
Nah, it's facts.
Especially because apparently he told Rain first of all.
If he made this first statement before like just coming out and saying like none of that was true, maybe he would have more credibility. But
a three-way with 2 underage girls, and now it's just 1 underage. You know, there's so much here now that's muddied, and you know, you can't. There's never going to be any proof. So it's just, you know, Temper versus Rain. However, what we do know is that Rain was telling this story that has been confirmed by FaZe Banks and now confirmed by Temper. Whereas if Temper had it his way and certain details didn't come out, Temper wouldn't have done anything or even admitted this. Now, do I think you can label him as a pedophile? You know, the word pedophile has been so lost in the recent years with YouTubers and allegations. Do I think this guy goes around looking for kids? No. Do I blame FaZe Rain for leaving FaZe after finding that out, that Tommy kind of said it to him and admitted this to him, and FaZe Rain was told it was a threesome with 2 underage girls? Yeah, I wouldn't want to associate myself with anyone like that either. It's just completely fucked. And the thing is, like, it's just, why is there always just some shit? Like, no matter what. Like, it could be anyone. It could be fucking FaZe Clan or this influencer you would never expect. And then suddenly...
some crazy shit allegations always comes out, bro.
Allegations pour out years later and, you know, it becomes a thing. It's just never ending. What do you guys think down below? Thanks for watching. Now, fuck off and get out.
Alright, chill. I'm not gonna lie, that is crazy. Oh, that is crazy.